Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Papo de Cobra. You know that snakebite accidents are the ones that kill the most people among all health issues in all tropical regions of the world. In today's video, I want to talk to you about one of the species that causes a lot of snakebite accidents. I'm going to show you one of the snakes that causes the most snakebite accidents in the world, the Russell's viper. And we've got some beautiful footage of it. I'm sure you're really going to like it. So let's roll our intro, because another Papo de Cobra is about to start. The World Health Organization estimates that every year there are about 2,700,000 snakebite incidents worldwide, and more than 500,000 of these can result in total disability or even death. Many researchers report more than 138,000 deaths every year just from snakebites. Obviously, these numbers vary, right? Because not all the data is always collected. In other words, these numbers could actually be much higher than what I'm saying, especially since a good portion of these incidents happen in parts of Asia and Africa where people live below the poverty line. So many of these people are bitten, but they don't have access to the healthcare system. So a lot of these incidents go unreported and aren't counted. A snakebite accident in these regions where poverty is extreme doesn't just cause a problem for the person directly, but also creates a socioeconomic issue for the whole area. Most of the time, these accidents happen to men who are working in the fields and are the main source of income for their families. So, even a temporary absence of this person from the workforce can significantly impact the family's finances. Usually, these accidents happen in the fields in these regions, especially in rice plantations. So, when someone is taken out of work because of a snakebite, it affects the family's income and even the income of the whole country. India is the place where the highest number of snakebites in the world are recorded. Every year in India, at least 46,000 deaths and 140,000 accidents are recorded, which can even result in permanent injuries. All over the world, there are 4 species of snakes that cause the most snakebite accidents and are responsible for the highest number of deaths. Because of their major role in the number of accidents, these snakes, these 4 species, are known as the Big Four, or as they say in English, the Big Four. And which species are these? There are 4. The first is the Naja, Naja. The second is the common crite, Bungarus carololius. The third is a viper, Echis carinatus. And the fourth is the Russell's viper, Taboya russelii. These 4 are not listed in order of importance, quite the opposite, and their incidence rate varies from country to country. But all of them, as you'll see, are found in the Asian region, and for these 4 species, there is a polyvalent antivenom that will neutralize bites or accidents involving these species. But there's a problem here. The problem is that in these regions, the antivenom isn't free, it's paid, and the socioeconomic condition of the population is very low. In other words, people don't have affordable access to the antivenom. So it's hard for people to have the means to, buy the antivenom to be able to pay for treatment with it. And besides that, these accidents usually happen far away from major urban centers. So, there's also the difficulty of reaching the treatment center. That's why there's such a high number of accidents, as we've mentioned here, including a large number of deaths. Well, I want to talk to you about these 4 species, the Big Four, right? The Big Four that are responsible for most snakebite accidents in the world. In today's video, we're going to talk about the snake that causes the most accidents, the one that causes the most deaths, the Russell's viper. I'll talk about the other 3 snakes in future videos, so this one doesn't get too long. So today, let's talk about the Russell's viper. The Russell's viper, as it's a viper, belongs to the Viperidae family, and its species is called Deboia russellii. This species, Deboia russellii, the term russellii is actually in honor of a Scottish herpetologist, Patrick Russell, who lived from 1726 to 1805. He was one of the first to describe a large number of species in India, so that's where the tribute comes from. The Russell's viper is found mainly in India, but not only there. It is also found in Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. It has a very wide distribution, being able to live from sea level up to 2,800 meters in altitude. Besides being one of the big four snakes of India, the Russell's viper is also responsible for causing the majority of snakebite accidents and deaths among all venomous snakes in the world. These snakes are yellow in color, sometimes a bit brownish, with 3 rows of dark brown spots running along the entire length of the body. Each of these spots has a black ring around it, with the outer edge strongly highlighted by a white or yellowish spot. The underside of the animal's body is white. It can also be yellowish or even a little pinkish. And sometimes it has a few dark spots, but that's not always the case, no. It's not even that big of a snake. It measures from 1 meter 20 to 1 meter 60 in length. It basically feeds on rodents, but when it's young, it can also eat lizards. And do you know where they most often find these rodents? In rice fields. And that's exactly why there's such a high number of accidents. They go into the rice fields after the rodents that are feeding on the grains there. And who do they run into? The person who's working there. And then, that's what causes a large number of accidents in the rice fields. When it's disturbed, it feels threatened, it lets out a very loud hiss, very similar to the hiss of our boa constrictor. That sound, that hissing, that shhh, it's very common for the Russell's viper to do that. They are viviparous, like all vipers, and in each litter they have between 20 and 40 offspring. The venom is very potent. It can cause a very serious accident, and if there is no treatment, it is fatal. Death occurs either from cerebral hemorrhage or from kidney failure, the shutdown of renal functions. Now, there are 2 interesting facts I wanted to share with you. First, another species of viper that is often mistaken for the Russell's viper is the eastern Russell's viper. In the past, this species was considered a subspecies of Deboia russellii, but today it is classified as an independent species. The eastern Russell's viper is found in Myanmar, Thailand, southern China, Taiwan, and also on some islands of Indonesia. And there's another interesting fact. Another snake, which isn't even venomous, mimics the Russell's viper. This non-venomous constrictor species is Gongolophus conicus, which is called the Russell's boa. So, as I mentioned, it's a species of non-venomous snake and belongs to a rather curious family, the family Ericidae. We don't have this family here in Brazil, but it's very closely related to the family we have here of boas, the constrictor animals. The Ericidae family used to be considered a subfamily of the boa family, the Boidae family. But now that's changed. Now it's its own separate family. And this Russell's boa is found in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and also in Sri Lanka. This boa isn't very large. Adults can reach up to 1 meter in length and, obviously, like all boas, right, it has aglyphous dentition. It doesn't have any venom-injecting teeth. It doesn't have any kind of venom. An interesting fact is that in its mouth, right, there are dozens of teeth, and the front teeth are larger than the ones in the back. This probably helps it catch and hold onto prey, making it much easier. Its head is covered with small scales, just like our boas here. The eyes are small and have vertical pupils. What does that mean? It means this animal is nocturnal, and the scales on its back, the dorsal scales, are really tiny and very keeled. They're very rough. The tail is pointed and can be slightly prehensile, meaning it can use its tail to climb trees. The animal's back has a very beautiful pattern. This color pattern consists of a zigzag stripe or a series of dark brown spots, kind of gray, kind of yellowish, or even brownish. And the underside of the animal, the belly, is completely white and uniform. So, as I mentioned, it's nocturnal and also feeds on mammals, but it could also eat some worms as well. It's common to also find worms in the digestive tract of these animals. So, folks, that was the Russell's viper, the snake that kills the most people in the world every year. And we're talking about the 4 big ones, the big 4. This was the first one. In the next video, I'll talk about another snake from this group. So to make sure you don't miss that video, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because next week we'll be back to continue this video and talk about the other venomous snakes that cause a lot of accidents all over the world. Thanks everyone, big hug, see you next time.